This is mustard. Ketchup mayo 1000. I guess I can try shortening it down. That'd be KMM 1000. KMM 1K. MKM 1K. I don't know. It's just something. But today we're doing a UFC Fight Night Qatar. UFC Fight Night Qatar event. Or I guess UFC Qatar Fight Night. I don't know. But first we go over last week's card. It was UFC 322. Did really bad. Well, I guess not really bad, but just, 50-50. Did okay. Did average. Let's start off with the results. So I didn't watch this one. From my understanding, though, Borshev got robbed. I'm not too sure, but that's my understanding. So Serkayev, borderline Bo Nickel clone. Fitzy McLean, yeah, I figured this was gonna happen. Chepe got cooked. Kyle Dawkins is him. He's back. I was pretty high on Wellmaker, but Ewing looked really good. They're really good. I'm glad to see how this goes. I hope he does really good in the UFC. Cortez down, Blanchfield up. Had Kopylov. He did okay. He just got caught a couple of times, but he did okay. Robocop's just better. Bo Nickel, I'm not impressed. I don't care what anybody tells me, this is not impressive. Good job on beating up a BJJ old man. Congrats. You're still not good. BSD, easy. I don't know why anybody had the idea that Dariush was gonna win. Carlos Prates, thank you. Leon Edwards, retire. This was kind of like how I figured it was gonna happen. I didn't think it was gonna be a KO though. I thought it was gonna be a decision, but I'll take it. Shevchenko, you're boring, and Islam, you're boring. So, yep, that was about it. Yeah. Today's Qatar, or not today. I guess Saturday is Qatar. But yeah, let's break it down. So first fight is Marek Bujlo. Oh God, Marek Bujlo versus Denzel Freeman. I have Freeman KO round one. Realistically, 6-0 would realistically stump over 6-1. But Freeman actually looks pretty good. Coming from the PFL and LFA and also like Titan FC, rest in peace. They have a lot more competition, and in the tape you can see that clearly. Because Bujlo, while he's tall, doesn't do much. Or I guess doesn't look impressive compared to Freeman. Plus, he beat Hugo Cunha, and Hugo was in one of the Contender Series fights last season. Not this past season, but the last year's season. And he didn't look. He got preed up pretty quickly. I forgot who he fought. But he seemed like decent comp, and for Freeman to fight somebody of the Dana White Contender Series alumni, and KO them says a lot. So Freeman KO round one. I don't see the hype in Bujlo. Oops, went too far. Nurulo, Alia versus Shakimi Rock. Give me Shaq. Give me Shaq. I have Shaq decision. This one's kind of like a tough one to pick. The odds say otherwise. Clearly, 250 to -340. But I think this was pretty hard because Nurulo seems, or not doesn't seem. He is like good, but there's still so much for him to show us as like the fans. to like really prove that he's like, of that caliber. Because it's really just like Josh Wick KO to Contender Series. Congrats. Um, Rafael Alves, nah, he hasn't. Alves hasn't really done much besides get older. And then Joe Shalecki, it's okay. But then Shaq over here, he's a decent prospect that I've been kind of keeping up with. The only thing I kind of see Shaq bringing against Aliyev is the fact that A, he's older, so I'm assuming he's entering his prime. Um, and B, he has a little bit more experience as someone who's been fighting at 32 compared to someone who's just 24 and has 10 years or 10 fights under his belt, not including amateur belts. Um, the only thing I'm kind of worried about is just like Shaq getting just like taken down immediately, but he has the submission defense. I think he does pretty well, in my opinion. I think he decisions him. I don't see why so many people are so. Not that, not that I don't see why so many people are. I leave. I understand why, but I don't see why so many people are so quick to just jump on the I leave train when Shaq is a pretty good prospect. So yeah, but there's like another fight on this card that's exactly like this, but I'll get to there when it's time. But yeah, Shaq decision. Next fight, Ryan Loder versus Ismail Nardiev. I have Ismail Nardiev decision. Um, he should have won this one. I don't care what anybody tells me. He should have won. Um, Ryan Loder, he's not good. He's not good, man. He's not good. I'm sorry. Robert Valentin is a lot better than him. Actually, that sounds like an oxymoron knowing that he lost, but I think Robert Valentin just has more depth than him. Um, and then the Azamat Beko fight, like, don't get me wrong, Beko was good, but how good if you're losing and talking all that smack? So Ryan Lawler's kind of like not bottom barrel, but he's pretty bottom barrel, in my opinion, because Ismail was winning the Junyoung fight, before like the whole thing happened. That was happening. Um, so yeah, I think Nerdiev is just better, in my opinion. If you're comparing like losses, or at least like UFC losses. So yeah, and the younger guy as well. So yeah, I got Nerdiev decision. Next fight, Beskat, Beskat, Beksat, Beksat, Beksat Almakan versus Alexander Topuria. I'm taking Beksat. I'm not saying his first name. I keep pronouncing. I keep mispronouncing it. I'm taking Almakan. Um, he's good. That dude's good. Topuria's brother is not that good. He's kind of mid. Um, and I think he's only getting carried by the name. He's, in my opinion. So I think Almakan is a lot better. Um, KO Brad Katona, which is pretty impressive. I thought Brad Katona could take a hit. Clearly not. And he knocked down Umar, so says a lot. So yeah, I'm taking Beksat. I'm just gonna say his first name or his last name. I don't know why I keep saying his first name. I'm taking Almakan. Nothing much else to say. Topuria's really. I don't think he's that good. Okay. Next fight, Abdul Rahman Yakiev versus Rafael Kirkera. Kirkera. Yakiev KO round one. This is not going past like 3 minutes. It's not even going past 2 minutes 30. I don't even think it goes over 0.5. This is going under 0.5 easily. Yakiev is gonna KO him round one pretty quickly as well. The way he moves is really fast. He looks really good. Um, and he's a demo fight guy. Hey, all I'm saying is, demo fight isn't good. That's all I'm gonna say. And yeah, he hasn't shown anything. He hasn't done anything. So, yeah, that's what I have. Next fight, Alex Perez versus Asu Almabayev. Um, I initially had before I made this or before I like started recording and stuff. I initially had Alex Perez. I don't think Alex Perez is that bad, but he's coming off of a injury, and or yeah, I guess like injury, yeah, because he got injured during knee injury off of Tetsuo Taira, and it looked pretty bad. I can't lie. I remember watching that. It looked pretty bad. Then like all his losses are not against like pretty good opponents. Um, like Figgy, not a bad loss. Pantoja, not a bad loss. Mikhaev, not a bad loss. Nicolau was like this is an okay win. Like he KO'd him, but Nicolau doesn't have a chin, so. And the Tattoo Taira was not a bad loss either. Like I feel like Alex Perez is like a good pedestal to like the top 10 or possibly top 5. Um, so I would say Asu wins by decision, but that's only because he just smudges people. He just puts them on the ground and just like lays on them. Like he isn't like necessarily trying to go for a finish or anything. He's just there to like smudge them and lay on them like a blanket. Well, Alex's fighting style is very like jittery. It might caught Asu off guard, but he might shoot early, as in Asu might shoot early, and Alex could capitalize off of that, time it, because of how like I guess like what's the word, flicky? I don't know what the word is. Finicky, jittery. Jittery is the word I'm using, but it's like a different word. It's like muscle fiber. It has to do with muscle fibers. Fast twitch? Probably fast switch. I think that's what I mean. He's very fast switch. So I think Asu will do something, or will most likely win. But I do hope Alex wins. I wouldn't mind being wrong about that. Saigid, Izaga. Okay, we're gonna learn this together. Saigid, Izagaya, Izagakayev. Saigid Izagakayev. Okay. Saigid Izagakayev versus Nicholas Dalby. I'm taking Izagakayev by decision. He's coming from one, and I'm pretty sure. No, I have someone. I'm thinking of somebody else, but Saigid is pretty good, in my opinion. If you're coming off of 1 KOing people and so many people, and like in the middleweight division, or in the welterweight division, sorry, like doing pretty good for yourself. And Nicholas Dalby, I'm not gonna put it past him to not to win, because I mean he's good. He's not trash, but he reached that age. He's at 41 now. I think like all of these he was like at 39, maybe 40, and now he's like I believe he hit 40 here, and then yeah, it's been downhill from there. So poor Dalby. But he is good. Dalby is good. Don't sleep on him. But Saigid is probably just up there as well. So I'm taking him by decision. It's gonna be a close fight regardless. The odds say otherwise, but I think it's gonna be pretty close still. But I do think it's gonna be a decision at the end of the day. Knowing how, I guess like durable Dalby is, but also how like durable Saigid is. So yeah. So we got Luke Riley versus Bogdan Grad. This one's weird. I think this fight's weird. This one is the one I was mentioning where it's like similar to this fight. But I have Luke Riley decision. Do I think he wins? In my opinion, no. I think Bogdan Grad wins. IMO. Because Luke Riley is fairly one-dimensional. Like he's good. Don't get me wrong. He has like stones in his fists, but he's like very one-dimensional. Sadly, as sad as it is to say, because Bogdan Grad, it's not that bad in my opinion. Yes, he got like smudged by Muhammad Naimov, but he did okay for someone who's just like starting off, or not starting off, but like someone who's just entering I guess like the UFC pool. He did okay against Naimov. Naimov is a cheater first and foremost, but also very like wrestle heavy. So because of that, I do think Bogdan Grad could win, in my opinion. Like he could definitely take down Luke Riley, and I want to be wrong. Don't get me wrong, but I'm still going to take Luke Riley by decision, just because like he has more potential at this point, and so does Bogdan. But coming into this, I think I'm worried a little bit about how this fight turns out at the end of the day, because they're both good. They're both good in my opinion. They're both really good. I really wish they weren't matched up. They should have given someone like let me think of a featherweight, like some random. They could have given him Pat Sabatini, and that would have been a little bit more interesting. Or not interesting, but I guess like a little bit more like uh, what's the word? More like what's the word, man? God, am I tweaking? I guess more favored for Luke. So I guess what I'm trying to say. Um, yeah, I really hope someone pulls out, or this fight gets canceled, or someone like comes in short notice. But I have Luke Riley, um, by decision. I don't think he's gonna chin Bogdan. At least I hope he doesn't. Next fight, Kyoji, 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 Kyoji Horiguchi versus Tagir Olambekov. Tagir. I mean, we all know Tagir. We all know Tagir. We all know what he's like. Um, he's fairly mid. Like he's good, or he seems to be good, but he's fairly mid. Uh, but when you look at Kyoji Horiguchi, he's like he's cemented himself as like who he is, as good as he is, and he's an American top team. Yeah. Um, I have Kyoji by decision. Because realistically, Tagir just struggles with anybody who's gonna keep him on the feet. A, and then B, also struggles with anybody who is defensively sound on the ground. Um, so when you think about that, like Tim Elliott literally proved that to me, like the second point that I made, and then like Jonathan Martinez just proved the. Is that his name, Jonathan Martinez? Hold on, gotta double check. Gotta double check. Uh, oh, he didn't lose to Martin. Who am I thinking of? I'm thinking of Saeed. I'm thinking of Saeed Nurmagomedov. Um, I guess it's really just anybody who can like just be defensively sound on the ground, and because of that, I think of Kyoji Horiguchi uh, as like that person, just because of like how much experience he has. Uh, so yeah, I got Horiguchi decision. Next one is Waldo Cortez Acosta. We're back. We're fucking back. Versus Shamil Gaziev. We're fucking back. WCA bros, we're back. Waldo bros, we're back. And Blob bros, we're also back, but I don't think y'all are gonna win. I got Waldo Cortez. Waldo Cortez Acosta by decision. By decision. From there, we're gonna, pick up the pace a little bit. Get us back into the title picture by beating Shamil. It's definitely possible for him to beat Shamil. Shamil has been shown to already get like exposed by Jairzinho. I wish he was still in the UFC, but Jairzinho exposed him. As someone who just doesn't have like that tank, if someone like keeps consistent pressure on him, and because of that, Waldo Cortez Acosta is gonna win just by being consistent and like taunting, knowing how he walks down people. I could see Shamil coming up pretty strong in this fight. Don't get me wrong, but because of that, Waldo Cortez Acosta is just really defensively sound. When it comes to like anybody who's very plotty, or I guess not plotty, but fast-paced. So because of that, I'm taking him by decision. Don't think he KOs him. He definitely could. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like Shamil, knowing that he's finally in the rankings, he doesn't want to be that type of person to just like fall into that same, I guess, like the same trap as he put himself in for Jairzinho. So I'm assuming it's gonna be very more defensive, or more on the defensive side. But Waldo Cortez Acosta is going to be also very defensive, as he usually is. So I'm taking him by decision. But yeah, we're back after Waldo wins. We're back in the title picture. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. Next fight: Jack Hermanson versus Meta Back, all by oh, this is oral by decision. I saw, and I saw a couple days ago that, and I didn't click in my mind when I saw this because I knew Orbai went up to welterweight, but I didn't know Jack Hermanson went down. It's going down for this fight, and it doesn't look good because he just got KO'd 4 months ago, and cutting weight, losing a little bit more, I guess, like fat off of your body. The stuff that protects you at the end of the day and keeps hormonal your hormones balanced and stuff like that. Like knowing you're going down even more in weight is not good. So I'm taking Metzabek, not even by decision. I'm taking him by like submission, like round 3. Round 2 is round 3 submission. Um, I know Hermansson's very like sound defensively. Not defensively. He's very sound like BJJ wise. He's like pretty good BJJ, but Metzabek is just different, man. He's just different. So I'm taking him by submission round 3. There's nothing much else to say. I don't think Hermansson. He's really old. Not really old, but he's pretty old now. So I don't think he really goes on to do anything from here. Sadly, very sad to see. But yeah. Next fight, Volkan Oezdemir vs Alonzo Menifield. I'm taking Oezdemir with KO round 1. This is just reminding me of like these first 2 fights with for Alonzo, where because Volkan is good. I mean, Volkan is good. He's not bad. Knowing that though, I'm gonna take him by KO round 1. I think Alonso is he's just here now. I don't think he's really anything special anymore. He could have been, and I feel like it's because he's at Fortis. Fortis, I feel like kind of like I wouldn't. Excuse me. I wouldn't say it's like what's the word? It's not. I would say Fortis is like a graveyard for talent, as sad as it is. Um, just because of like what I've heard about the coaching staff, um, and stuff like that, and like knowing that I'm taking Volk on even more. I mean, and he also has really decent wins. I mean, for Alonzo Menifield, his best win from his last 5 was really just like, I mean, Umar Sy wasn't a bad one, but I think the Justin Jacoby fight is a lot more, I guess, better in a sense compared to Umar Sy, because Umar Sy doesn't really have like a threat outside of like submitting you, but Justin Jacoby has like the KO power, and so this is interesting on Alonso's fight on side. But like to be fair, like these 4 don't really say much. I mean, besides these 2 losses, they don't really say much about like how much he's improved, especially at 38. Like you can't really learn much more or improve much more at 38. Like I'm sure you can, but it's not going to be the same degree as like someone who's like 36. 2 years difference. But yeah, Volkan is just like he looks a lot better. So I'm taking him by KO on 1. Yeah, yeah. Because I mean his wins are also a little bit more quality. Like a Bogdan Guskov win is a pretty good win. Even though it was like his first, I believe it was like his first 2 fights in the UFC. Even then, still good. Paul Craig, eh. Krylov decision loss, eh. Johnny Walker KO is pretty good, especially knowing that he beat Yang Yang. And Carlos Holberg decision, eh. This could be worse. So yeah. Next fight. I have Bilal Muhammad versus Ian Machado Gary. I'm honestly considering just switching to Ian Gary. The only thing I worry about is Bilal being very, or I guess smudging him and being way too much for Ian, which is completely possible in my opinion. I don't think that's really that crazy of like an opinion, but Ian Gary's still young, and we all hate to say it, we all do, but Ian Gary is good. We hate to say it. He's boring. He sucks, like, as a person. And, like, he's pretty annoying and cringy, but, he is good. Sad to say, he is good. Bilal, on the other hand, yes, he is good. But I do kind of worry um, when it comes to anybody who like also can like wrestle with him, because like everybody here doesn't really like have a wrestling threat besides maybe Gilbert Burns and Sean Brady. Um, but like if it's somebody who can just like stay upright and I guess threaten him on the ground, it'd probably be Ian Gary. Ian Gary just like is very like grindy, if that makes sense. Just very grindy. So I'm taking him by decision. Wouldn't put it past Bilal to win though. As even though I'm saying I'm picking Ian Gary now, I wouldn't put it past Bilal to win by decision. So Ian Gary it is. Here we go. Next fight, Arman Sarukian versus Dan Hooker. Have Sarukian decision, because I mean, don't get me wrong, like Dan Hooker can definitely get finished. Like it's not like he can't be finished, but that boy has a chin, man. He has a chin. Um, that boy has a chin, and I really don't think he's gonna get like the only way is he really loses is the only way he really loses is if he gets submitted. But I don't think he really like will lose by a finish. I think Armin will win. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think he'll be finished at all, in my opinion. Um, but yeah, um, I don't know much else to say here. Um, yeah, he hasn't fought in a minute. Jesus Christ. I will say though, I will say, knowing that he's 5'7", and knowing that Dan Hooker has a 5-inch reach advantage on him, or I guess like 20, no, not 22, 13 centimeters if you're um, European, uh, has like that much of a difference in height and reach. I I can kind of see Dan Hooker putting a pace on him, similar to like how Gamrot did, or how he did Gamrot, which I believe Gamrot won this fight. I don't care what anybody tells me. But knowing that, I still think that he still has like that same opportunity of like, because I mean, if you think about it, Gamrot, it's like Armin's just like a better Gamrot in the sense that like his stand up is, he's like Gamrot with better stand up. Dan Hooker, knowing how he did to Gamrot, I believe same thing could happen. The only thing that I would probably be considering even being like a possibility would be um, Dan Hooker just catching Armin. And I mean, it's not like Armin's never been stumbled. He got stumbled by, I believe, Joaquim Silva or Damir Ismagulov. It's like it was one of these two guys. But he got stumbled pretty bad. So knowing that, Dan Hooker could KO him, and if he does, that would that would set back everything. And to be honest, I would even see it where, um, I could even see it where, if Armin were to lose, Tapori just goes up and fights Islam, because like, I mean, the only other potential fight that Tapori would have would be Paddy, and I guess you can also throw Dan Hooker into that title fight if he were to win, but you know, I don't know. But yeah, um, Sarukian decision. I don't really see him finishing him, as in Dan Hooker. I can see Dan Hooker finishing Armin, so we'll see. We'll see where this goes. But yeah, those are my picks. Oh wait, actually, let me go back. Let me show you guys my confidence. So Armin, I have like medium confidence. Not too crazy. Not too crazy about him, but I can see him definitely winning. Um, Ian Gary, I would say like low confidence. He is good, but Bilal is also pretty good too. Volkan pretty high. I would say high confidence. Metabik high confidence. Waldo Cortez Acosta, I would say pretty high confidence as well. Not even trying to like be biased. I just think he has like everything to beat Shamil. Kyoji Horiguchi, I would say low confidence in my opinion. Um, Luke Riley, low. I think this is pretty low in my opinion. Low or pickums. Um, the Izagakayev is at medium confidence. Medium confidence. Asu, medium confidence. Um, Yakayev, I was Yakhiayev. It's high confidence lock, but you know, look at his odds. Um, Almacan, I would say, is a lock in my opinion. He's with the odds and stuff, but he's a lock. Ismail Nurdiyev, I'm pretty high on. Um, Shaq, Shakimi Rock, I would say low confidence, but yeah, it's understandable. And then Denzel Freeman, I would say like medium confidence. So, in my opinion, the locks are Volkan, Orobai, I'll say hi. Um, Mitabik, Volkan, uh, eh, eh, Yakayev, um, Almakan. I'm not gonna say his first name. Almakan and Ismail Nurdiev as well. Um, Everything else is kind of like up in the air for me. But yeah, that's what I have. Thank you all for watching. Um, this was mustard, ketchup, mayo 1000, 1000, mayo ketchup 1000. And thank you all for watching. And goodbye.